I'm Kevin Berger. Each day, millions of individuals around the world live as refugees, people who have fled their home countries because of persecution based on race, religion, ethnicity, and more. Minnesota is an important destination for refugee resettlement, with more than 90,000 arriving in the state since 1970. The Minnesota Council of Churches Refugee Services is one group helping with resettlement. And here with more is Program Director Rachele King. Welcome to Newsmakers, Rachele.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Explain to me who the refugees in the world are.
Well, refugees are people who have fled their home countries for fear of persecution, like you said. They're running because their home government is either unwilling or unable to protect them. And most refugees run to neighboring countries. They run for their lives, where they stay in refugee camps for years or decades or sometimes even generations.
And then how do they wind up here in the United States?
Well, the lucky ones who make it here are the less than 0.5% this year of refugees who will be resettled anywhere in the world. And they are invited to come to the United States through a program of our government, the U.S. Department of State, a humanitarian program to welcome refugees.
We've heard so much about immigration reform, but refugees are not considered immigrants as we would think of them.
Right. Refugees are one subset of immigration. So refugee status in the United States is a legal immigration status. And what makes it very different is that people are granted that refugee status before they ever enter the country and are then invited by the United States government to come here. Another thing that's very different about refugee status is that it's an indefinite status. There's a path to citizenship, and people are legally authorized to work upon arrival.
Now, it seems as if Minnesota has a lot of refugees. Why do so many want to come here?
Well, Minnesota is really known around the country as a very hotspot destination for refugees. We have a very rich tradition that has created the fabric of our community. A lot of times when refugees are resettled in other states, they hear about the welcoming environment that Minnesota has to offer and will come to join family or friends who maybe have come to Minnesota initially.
When you look at the world, kind of the global hotspots, is that where the refugees then come? I mean, the worst places in the world, right?
Yeah, you can really look at the news to kind of know where refugees are coming from. In Minnesota right now, refugees are coming from ethnic minorities in Burma, from the Thai-Burma border, where we're seeing refugees from Iraq, from Bhutan, and a lot of refugees still from Africa.
What sort of things do they need as they begin to build a life, a community here?
Well, refugees need a lot of things. When they are told that they're coming to the United States, they're told they're coming to Minnesota. They don't know who's going to meet them when they get off the airplane. They don't know where they're going to live, and they typically come with one bag of belongings to start their lives in the United States. We're really fortunate to be at the Minnesota Council of Churches, and it's our staff and our volunteers who welcome them. Make sure that there's a house for them to go to and things in that house for them to start their lives. So we really rely on the community to help us get the stuff that they need to be friends, to be mentors, and to help them transition to life in the United States.
And jobs too. And
jobs too, absolutely. That's a very important part of self-sufficiency.
Rachele King, thank you so much for sharing the work that you are doing. And we want to let people know how they can help. The Minnesota Council of Churches offers a variety of ways that you could lend a helping hand to Minnesota's refugees. If you'd like to learn more, and if you'd like to stay connected with their work, you can visit them at mnchurches.org/refugee services. And that's it for this edition of Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Kevin Berger. Thanks for watching.